double bass. Double bass is basically a very big violin, but I have to say it, bass is way harder than violin. They told me you have to practice 40 hours per day to learn violin. Noobs. In order to learn bass, you have to practice 69 hours per day. Checkmate, violin.
Bass guitar.
Bass is E, you know why? E for F.
In order to learn bass, you have to practice 69 hours per day. Checkmate, violin.
That's sacrilegious.
Davie504, you picked on the wrong gang. Today we must defend the honor of the violin gang.
Already a terrible start here. They compared the sound of an acoustic instrument like the violin with the sound of an electric bass. I bet they don't know acoustic basses exist and they sound like this. Way better than violin. Checkmate.
Why don't you just play the double bass?
Yeah, yeah.
I guess it's more portable and it's got frets.
It's
So
it's
you don't
easier.
have to do
It's easier.
intonation.
The natural sound of both bass and violin sounded fantastic, don't you agree?
Here we see a big brain violinist memorizing the exact precise location to place every finger in order to produce the correct intonation. This is the result of 40 hours of practice every day. Here is a bass player practicing 69 hours a day.
Frets. Sacrilegious.
Sacrilegious, I agree. Bass can be fretless too. And fretless basses are way harder to play because bass is bigger, like my pick. Checkmate.
I gotta say, I'm impressed that he was able to play in tune. I didn't realize bassists could do that without frets. But props to you.
Yeah, good.
You would make a good double bass player. Oh. Here is a bass player.
Okay, if you learn any fretted music instruments before, for example classical guitar, you know the right spot to press, okay, is near to the fret and not any spot before the fret. But no doubt, okay, it's harder to get the right intonation on fretless instruments such as violin and fretless bass.
A quartet. You know, the violin sounded pretty good in that part, but you can play many different parts on bass. Bass lines, melodies, solos, chords, and rhythmic parts. A lot of interesting things. However, what can you play on violin? Nothing.
What is that?
Unan. What?
Can't do 50-50.
Yeah, I want 50-50.
Oh, I'm your core friend.
Nothing. Bass 3, violin 0, neck.
Yeah, he got us there.
Okay, oh, you got
us good.
Ding, ding. Oh.
I can't play anything.
Oh, practice is everything.
No, there's nothing to practice. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
we have no repertoire.
We had nothing, we have no repertoire. Oh.
A quartet.
A typical string quartet consists of first violin, second violin, viola and cello, if let's say I remember correctly. Okay, so each of them play different parts in quartet. So we have like melody, accompaniment, rhythm and etc. Okay, these parts will be distributed to different instruments. So a contemporary 4-piece music band, if let's say we have an electric guitar, keyboard, bass and drum, we have such arrangement as well. So how do bass sounded in the band? You may want to check out Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, listen to their song. He play very nice bass line.
Easy.
Okay, most instruments, if not all instruments, have to play dynamics, crescendo, accents and etc. Okay, so but not all techniques can be interpreted directly from one instrument to the other.
Of course, between string and wind instruments, not every effect is going to translate literally.
Do electronics instruments such as electric guitar, bass, keyboard, relying on volume knob to control dynamics? I would say most of the time, no.
Instrument recommendation.
Alright, stop. Have you considered trying a viola?
Hey, have you considered learning the bass?
If you play violin in this way, you'll be playing viola the same way too. Okay, fun facts here. Most guitarists and bassists able to play both of these instruments. They may just choose the one they love to play or enjoy more, or they don't
Have you
hate.
considered learning the bass? I think I was a bit nervous, but I don't know. Some parts I need to work on. I'll keep working on it.
Epic.
Don't really understand what TwoSetViolin want to bring out in this point. We'll skip this.
You didn't subscribe to my channel yet. I can see it. Subscribe now. Epic sight reading.
What is this? Sheet music?
If you need to read music, it's because you don't know the song you are playing. For bassists, all the songs ever created are stored in our huge brains. Sight reading is for noobs. Checkmate. Females in violin. Checkmate seems PP hard.
That is so expensive.
Less expensive. Checkmate.
They are right here. Violins can cost way more than bass, but there is something they didn't show you. This is how the $16 million violin looks like, while this is how a regular bass looks like. Which one is the best? Lemar.
Fair enough.
We live hard lives as violinists. Very expensive.
We are comparing an antique with a musical instrument. So what's the point here? More expensive equals to better instrument?
$16 million violin looks like.